Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome to Update 6. This has got to be one of the biggest, bestest updates in Planet Coaster 2 so far. I think this one's going to really blow your mind, so let's get into it. Say cheese, Update 6 brings ride photo cameras to your coaster. Place a ride photo kiosk to let the guests buy their photos and connect billboards to show your guests having fun on the big screen. Also for Update 6 are modular souvenir shops. Place and link shelves to make a tiny gift stall or combine multiple tills and shelves to make a grand gift emporium. The choice is yours. Alongside a host of other fixes and improvements, the fairy tale and pirate scenery packs and Cariolis flat ride make a return, as well as some standard versions of the Big M's ride, water coaster, and movement construction mine train. Check the Planet Coaster website for full update notes. Yippee yalliper. Yo, this is crazy, you guys. Here's a look at the actual patch notes. I'll have a link down in the description below if you want to read them yourself. We're going to go over together here today, and we're going to go into game and show you all these new features as well. Update 6 is now available. This update includes modular, well, basically everything we just read. Okay, so we're gonna go through each of these sections and then check them out in game as we read them. So the modular souvenir shops: build and open your own modular souvenir shop. Cash register shelves can be connected to the shops. Vendors can work behind the cash register counter serving guests. Customize each shelf by setting different merchandise from the shop menu options. Small and large souvenir shop blueprints are also available in the Planet Coaster theme. So basically, there's a couple pre-made blueprints which I've got down, and we're going to take a look at that. And we're going to also, these are kind of two things we're going to check out at the same time, so I'll just keep reading. The on-ride photos. Ride cameras can now be placed on coasters to take photos of guests. Ride cameras can now be linked to photo kiosk, shop, or counter, so the pictures can be bought by the guests. Custom billboards can use on-ride photos as a source where they can be viewed. All right, so that's a lot of stuff right there. Let's go into game and check it out. Okay, welcome, my Planet Coaster friends. This is our Season 1 park map where we're going to be featuring most of the new videos for our Season 1. I just announced the Season 1 content roadmap and overview. Check out this weekend's videos that fully showcase everything that's gone into it. But here we have all of the fantasy stuff set up, as well as all the pirate and all of the new supporter stuff as well. We got our custom vehicles, our fun. These are our new moderators with the Planko Bards. So this update here today couldn't have come at a better time, because I literally just updated our content, roadmap for Season 1. So we're getting new content from Frontier, and you guys are also going to be getting new content from Channel 5 Gaming here on the show. Shout out to all of our supporters for Season 1. They were able to build and customize their own parade floats for this season, and we have new rewards with supporter plots going in for Season 2. So if you guys want to get in on the action and be, have fun with all that stuff, check out Patreon. Links are down in the description below. But we are here with a goal. We are checking out on-ride photos and souvenir shops. I have one place down here. This is the souvenir shop. Do we have guests in queue? We have some going up there. So I'm going to pause it real quick so we don't miss out on the action. But apparently, yeah, you can put all these little things on the shelves, but then I guess with the souvenir shop, we can click on this and we can sell t-shirts and pool floats. And I guess you can link them, connect existing. So we can see here that this here is linked to, it's linked. There's multiple shops or multiple counters, and they're linked to these different shelves. And we can click on all the shelves and see what they're linked to. So I guess the actual shirt display is this. So the shirts that they sell are these shirts. And what else were they selling? So they're selling pool floats, key rings, posters, umbrellas, novelty hats, mascot props, plushies, pool rings, all this stuff. And as you can see, it's literally all right. Wait, it doesn't rain in Planet Coaster 2, does it? I know it rains in Planet Zoo. I'm losing my mind. That's right, because it doesn't rain indoors, and they have that tech from Planet Zoo. But I don't think they had umbrellas, did they? And now with the souvenir shop, you can buy umbrellas, or maybe they sold them at the kiosk. I don't remember now. Okay, I am crazy. Yeah, I definitely remember some rainy scenes. We have it set to sunny so often, but maybe we can sell some umbrellas now that it's raining. I was more thinking they don't have snow in the game. That's right, they don't have snow, but hopefully we get that with the winter update or some sort of biome like that, right? Let's just override it back to sunny though. All right, this is what we have to get into. So this is the souvenir shop. This is the default big shop, and these are the small ones. So you can get this little small one here, this little one here, and then again, the big one that we just looked at. Very cool. So very nice for Frontier to provide us with some pre-mades. I like the Planet Coaster theme. It's interesting architecture, interesting shapes. And that's pretty much the souvenir shop in a nutshell if we want to take a close look at some of these things. Also wanted to just clip this into the video here, you guys. Shout out to Yama Sama Network on Discord. They just figured out that all of the things from the souvenir shops can be placed and used individually to build and theme with. We have like the bard thing here. I did recently make a Planko bard. I had to make the harp myself. I had to make the bird myself, and now I can literally just use this one. And we can also make the Viking, and all these fun little extras are nice to decorate with as well. So all of these can be found in the game right now in this update 6. Awesome. I mean, people have been building this stuff in Planet Coaster 1 with Theme Maker Toolkit for years. And, you know, Frontier, I love the fact that they're just like, hey, if, the community's doing it, we should do it. And they're just kind of following suit. So now we can, have all this stuff in-game by default and at a much more optimized and performance-friendly structure. So it's all looking really, really good. Now, the exciting thing is on-ride photos. And I'm going to show you guys how I did this, just so you can jump into game and do it yourself without any confusion. But I just placed down a pre-made coaster from Frontier, right? And then, as you can see, as this one goes up, where are we? Let's let this one out. Okay, it's going up. Whoops, I got on fast forward. I have a camera placed here. Now, it's not integrated into any supports. It's not being held up by anything. It's a little strange how this works. You're gonna have to build something to you're gonna have to build like a pole from here to your support or something like that and make it realistic yourself. But as this comes down, it's gonna get its photo taken. And you literally get to aim the camera. So now, click, click, you see it took the picture. Now, check this out. Meow. If we go to the shop, that's the picture. Or maybe not. Over here. Yes, this is it. That's the picture that it took. That is pretty incredible. And yeah, so the screen is linked to that camera. But I guess the one in the stall, which we see here, is generic. So I was wrong about that. That's just a high quality example just to make the shop look nice, right? So if you want your own if you want like what I had over here, you have to add your own screen. And what's cool is we have those new gigantic scalable screens that we can, attach cameras to. I think there's going to be some creative things that we can come up with here, because basically what's happening is we can take an in-game photo with a camera and print that photo to here. So think about like pixelated, Red Mender. I'm talking to you guys, the magicians of this community. How could you connect a thing here to a camera so you could have like a ride that's going around on loop in the background somewhere, right? Somewhere completely where we don't even see out of bounds. And the ride is going through and it's having pictures being taken, right? And as the guests are on the actual coaster that you're actually riding, it could be going by screens that are getting relayed version pictures of what's happening on that behind the scenes thing. So you could be taking pictures of ghosts or taking pictures of something, a monster, and it's appearing on the screen on your dark ride. And therefore you can swap out the picture and take pictures and update pictures. And you can have, there's a lot of different tricky things we can do with this that I haven't even thought of at all. This is just off the top of my head. So, or you can just have cool on-ride photos in your shops, which is the intended use. But here in the Planet Coaster community, we never actually go for the intended use half the time, do we? But it's darn cool. It's super darn cool. So how does it work, right? Well, all you have to do is click on your coaster and then you go to add-ons and you can go and Let's just make a new coaster just so nobody's confused here. Boom, we'll grab this one, plop it down, go to this button in the top right hand corner called add-ons, and we're going to add a ride photo. And basically it's just like adding a trigger, right? So we can just select any part of the coaster itself and it adds the trigger. But that trigger is not really a trigger, it's a camera. There it is. Now this one's pointing backwards. This is going to take some finagling, and then you move it down and it kind of flips it, right? And that's your camera right there. And then you just hit continue, and now it's going to give you actual precision control of where that camera is. And obviously if you hit G, G does not toggle snap on this mode. G normally toggles snapping on and off. It just doesn't seem to work here. But anyways, you can, as you can see in the top right hand corner, we're refining the selection. We can't do move, but we could set the camera distance. I guess if I move it, I could just drag it to a different segment of the track. So you can zoom it out, you can pitch it, I guess. Angle snap? No, camera roll. Oh yes, you could roll it. There you go. So we can roll it completely sideways if you want, and yeah, there we go. Now we have like an interesting sideways shot for whatever reason. I guess you can change which car it takes a picture of. Very interesting. And then from there, you just hit confirm placement. And now we have a camera on the ride. And it's cool because you don't have to actually edit the track. You're adding it as an afterthought, and you're not like, I think was it Planet Coaster 1 or was it RCT? It was RCT. You'd have to add a on-ride camera photo segment track piece. And it was a piece of track that you basically built. If you built your whole coaster and you forgot, you'd have to actually go edit your coaster, delete a track, add the camera track in after. This is nice because it's very much like adding a trigger, right? And then from there, you can add a photo kiosk. So it's like, okay, we need a photo kiosk stand for our new coaster. So we can go and grab this, and then we connect a ride to it. And we're just selecting this ride over here, and you hit confirm, and boom. Now this kiosk is selling those photos. It's that simple. So now, well, what if I want a screen, right? Well, we just go grab any screen we want. Let's go grab this. Let's grab a Jumbotron. Yeah. This was the same with G. You can toggle snap on and off with G, and boom, there's our gigantic, enormous screen. And we can click on this, and then what we do is we go to change image, and then you go to the ride photos, and then, well, let me see here. I have to test. It's DV1. It should show up in the ride photos sections. Change image. No, maybe it has to be tested first. Probably has to be tested. Let's run it through test mode. Potentially the ride might have to be open, so we're just gonna go ahead and do that as well and just double check because it's still not showing up in my queue. Change image. Oh, interesting. No display items. No items to display. I think it actually has to physically take a photo first of somebody on the ride, and then it shows up, and we don't have guests going on it. Okay, well, the principle stands the same though. You go to change image, and you can see that this ride over here is top deck, and it is working, right? So it's taking the photos from top deck. You could do car 1, you could do car 2, or you could do all cars here, and then you hit confirm. So once this coaster over here that we just built starts taking photos, it should show up here in the change image at the coaster section, and then it'll show up here. Boom. And that's how it works. Pretty darn cool if you ask me. I really love this feature. We don't have to pretend anymore. We don't have to take custom pictures, and that's what people would do in Planet Coaster 1 is they would kind of go in here and they would take a photo of their guests, then they would save that as a JPEG, and then they would add a custom TV screen, and then they would import that custom image as a picture. Right? They would import it as a custom media, and then that's how it would work there. And we don't have to do that anymore. We can actually do it in game, and having that built into the game, it just makes it feel so much more of like a real good quality of life for a theme park game. It's incredible. So all this new stuff is incredible. Really well done on 2 Frontier on this. All right, what's next? Returning themes. Pirate theme. Update 6 will bring the pirate themed static animated scenery objects to parks, as well as the pirate themed music. That's awesome. Trigger sound effects and ambient audio tracks. Pirate themes font are also included for players. That's cool. I didn't realize that was in there. Update 6 will bring the fairy tale theme static and animated objects to the parks as well, and the music as well as the font 4 signs. That is awesome. Let's go. Let's hop into game and take a look at these returning themes from Planet Coaster 1. All right, so it's kicking things off with the pirate. If you go into the scenery theme, you will now find the pirate theme, and you can filter all of that. Doesn't seem like there's any blueprints. That's a little bit unfortunate. Would have been love to see some custom blueprints from Frontier in there. The way I try to organize it here, let's get some better lighting on it to front light it a little bit, is I tried to do the wall pieces, then the roof pieces, or the floors, the walls, and then we do props last. So taking a closer look at this stuff in game, we can see it here. Now, I've mentioned this with the previous packs with the Western and sci-fi packs that we've gotten returning. They look amazing in the Planet Coaster engine. However, for whatever reason, there is a specular map. It almost gives it a reflective sheen on these Caribbean pieces, which I just don't think they looked this way in Planet Coaster 1. However, in Planet Coaster 1, they were kind of flat and ugly, in my opinion. It looks good from this angle, but then I don't know, something about that shininess. They look wet, and I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a pirate area. I could see why they would be wet, but it is a little bit strange looking to me personally, because then these ones are not wet. So if you have these on the bottom and then these shiny ones on top, I don't know. I think they should reduce that specular map because it looks kind of glassy. It looks a little bit strange to me. And then these ones are completely flat, right? So there's gonna be an inconsistency with it. But anyways, let's take a quick look at all the pieces here. These are all your wall pieces, and then yeah, these ones are shiny again. Flat, shiny. And if you're putting this on top of that, it's gonna be like shiny then flat. So personally, I think they should take another look at that. It feels a little bit like a new feature, but it's not consistent. And then it's also, because it's inconsistent, it makes it feel like a bug. So I don't know which one of the two it is. But yes, for the most part, the new and returning, the returning pieces tend to look a lot better in the Planet Coaster engine themselves. And you'll see that with some of these. I feel like this one came out a little darker than it was in Planet Coaster 1. And the rope kind of pops a little bit, which it looks pretty good. But then some of the other stuff really looks good. So I think we're going to have some mixed outcomes in terms of like which ones look the best in Planet Coaster 2 versus 1. And other than that glossiness, I think every single one of these looks like a big improvement, because the the normal maps and the way the engine looks in Planet Coaster 2, everything's less flat. I feel like in Planko 1, everything was just flat like this, but depending on the lighting in Planko 2, it really pops here. So yeah, basically, if you like these pieces before, you should like them more now. Right? Even like the wood on this pirate ship piece, it looks incredible. The old shark has made a return. We'd had shark coasters going through the shark mouth, and here's the big pirate ship. Oh, we got a bit of an LOD issue. Look at the lights on the side of the hull there. So that's unfortunate. But this should also be scalable, right? You want a big ship? Go ahead. That's actually cool. That's actually really cool, except for the little pop there. So some tweaking still needs to be done on some of these bug fixes. Yeah, that LOD. So basically what happens is the game drops the level of detail. Basically, it's switching out the model for a lower quality model, a lower budget model. And that helps it so that once your game has tons and tons and tons of these in the scene, when you're all the way out here, see it pops again. There's LOD 1, there's 2, and then as you get close, there's 3. Usually it'll drop them right out to almost bare bones models, so that when you're zoomed out, it's not loading all that high quality models from very far away. And in my opinion, this one should be popping out like way back here, and that's when it's popping out here. So yeah, they could just literally, it's just going into the LOD settings and adjusting a camera slider for the camera distance. It's an easy fix. Anyways, yeah, these ones are popping very early too. So LODs kind of need to be adjusted on some of these assets, but that's okay. Yep. All of our returning pirate favorite props, windows, sewer drains, doors. These doors are shiny too. Skulls. The old, we used to use this coaster door a lot. This one's shiny as well. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the shininess. What do you guys think? Fire away down below. I think everything else is looking good. Look at the this LOD here on the skull door. Literally pops out of existence. That's not good. Yeah, so obviously, again, yeah, some LOD issues. That's about it so far. Oh yeah, look at this. This pile of barrels, look at the LOD here. It actually moves its placement entirely. Interesting. Oh, that one too. Pop. All right, well, some minor bugs in this one. Small annoyances there, but the assets themselves, like these dock pieces, they're looking clean. Considering they're from Planet Coaster 1, where they're 8-year-old assets, so the way they modeled things, the way they textured things, you know, they're doing it for, I guess, last-gen consoles and lower-end PCs from literally a decade ago. So everything was just a little bit more optimized, and, you know, polygons were used in a lot less of them, and used with consideration, used in moderation, I should say. Let's take a look at these animatronics. I remember looking at the the sci-fi ones. Yeah, these look great. It's just like when you're seeing it on a 144 hertz monitor, and even at 60 FPS in a YouTube video, I feel like they look cleaner than in Planet Coaster 1. I'm a fan. We got the cannon shooting off. The pirate music. I am so stoked about the pirate music returning. I love some of the pirate music. And apparently, there were a handful of rocks that came from the pirate pack. So I guess we got a few new rocks. So that is pretty much everything. The pirate pack's not huge, but what it is, you know, it's when you put it all together, right? I was personally never really the biggest fan of the Caribbean pieces, but what we saw people do is they would just use pieces from, I don't know, like the fantasy pack and, you know, different stuff like that. I think what will really work here, in my opinion, is instead of using the wall pieces from Caribbean, use the wall pieces from mythology and Viking, but then decorate it with all of this other pirate stuff, right? Get the wood, and we have a lot of really good wood pieces to add to these already existing pieces from Pirate. So it'll be interesting to see how, like, we can make Pirate even better with the assistance of Viking and mythology and, you know, the stuff that's already currently in the game, especially the aquatic pack, because, you know, a lot of the pirate stuff is going to take place on the beach and the shore, and you can have like a pirate gully or a pirate island, and then inside, like, the waterfall is a whole underwater aquatic area where you have sunken ships and creatures and, you know, old treasure. And I think we also got a lot of really good treasure with the Viking packs as well. Oh, and the Kraken. How could we forget the Kraken? The Kraken's back. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, I think it'll really shine again when you mix it with that of the other packs. Now, somebody did mention that they were sad that there's no female pirates because those came with the Studios DLC. Studios DLC went in and added a bunch of animatronics. I was confused in my last Western update, and I said I still don't think we have all the pirates. We're the cowgirls. They came with Studios. I forgot that. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of animatronics. So what I kind of hope, you know, Studios was a DLC that we paid for. I think they should bring that one back for free. It's just because they added to all of the other packs with the Studios DLC pack, and these packs don't feel complete without that. I don't mind paying for DLC, obviously, but I think the Studios one would be the one exception. And I know a lot of people like the Spooky pack from Planko 1 as well. What I would say is I would like a new Spooky pack. You know, forget Planko 1 Spooky. Let's reinvent the wheel. Let's do something new. Anyways, these are the bins and benches and stuff for your food courts as well. So that's a look at the pirate pack. I got a little smart on this one and went and turned fantasy the other direction for getting better lighting on it. So yeah, let's take a look at the fantasy. These are all your, now there's a lot in fantasy. So much that I forgot how much there really was. It comes with multiple different pieces for building walls, floors, and that sort of thing. And you have like the brick, and then you have like the sandstone, and you have this cobblestone, and then you got this kind of like Indian stuff, and then you have this thatch stuff as well. And when you combine it all together in multiple different ways, you can actually make, yeah, like Indian castles, you can make fantasy castles, you can make cryptic castles, and you can mix this stuff here with pirate quite nicely as well. There's just so many opportunities and possibilities with these fantasy pieces, so much so that I find it kind of confusing. You know, how do I fit these together and make a nice looking castle? It is a puzzle. If you like puzzles, you like the fantasy, keep calling it fantasy, but it's technically called fairy tale, I think, right? So yeah, that's crazy. Then there's all the little props, and I think these ones turned out better in terms of like looking good in Planet Coaster 2, more so than that of the pirate. I really like these props. I wasn't the biggest fan of the fantasy pack itself, like all those pieces as I just mentioned, but what I really liked was the props. And we just released our Planko build kit, and we can use these swords and shields. Now you can make a knight. You can also submit pop culture Planko friends if you want to build pop culture. So I think some of the new assets from both the pirate with the pirate gun and, you know, the swords and all these cool things. Yeah, I think they're going to be a fun addition to making our Planko friends even cooler. Oh, is this the jar? This is the jar. I found the jar. Apparently this is new. Apparently this was not in Planet Coaster 1. Apparently. It looks a little buggy. So that's cool. We have a jar now. Between the jar and these things over here, the jar and these 4 things are apparently brand new to Planet Coaster 2, but they're a part of Fairy Tale. I guess they're cool. The thing that has me, ooh, they look really nice at night. Oh, the way that the smog catches the sunlight and then you turn it to night, it picks up the color from the background. Ooh. I mean, these are going to go well with the new shops, right? Building souvenir shops. We can make an alchemy lab. So I just found it very odd that Frontier's like, I got an idea. Let's add these 5 things, a jar and a couple hookahs and alchemy jars. And they're like, there, we completed fantasy. We always wanted these in the pack. These 5 things are new additions. I just find that weird that they just, you know, made a small checklist of things to add and kept it at that. So we got some animatronics here. Very fun. The old coaster door. How many times has this thing opened up and I've gone through it over the last 8 years? It's absolutely insane. Got our dragons. Oh, the old classic music. I love these guys. Our jesters, our knights. I love it. They turned out great. The drats! Fantasy ain't fantasy without drats and witches. And the witch's hut. That turned out really nice. I love these little barns. Yep. And then we have the old sleepy tree. Aw, sleepy tree. Here comes Major Pooty in the Zamboni, everybody. Shout out to our supporters. All right. So much fun. Oh, I forgot to show off the hedge mazes. These were one of my favorite assets in the game. So many fun things you can do with them, and they're just really nice for decorations. And these planters as well. We just released our Main Street Makeover Challenge. You can find it on Discord. Come join Discord. People have already submitted. We have like 10 or so submissions to our first challenge, which it's kind of like a contest, guys. So if you like the Channel 5 gaming contest, you could participate in one right now. I put a video up on it on Saturday. So go check out one of my latest videos. So Main Street Makeover can really benefit from all of this new stuff. So hopefully some of you guys have been waiting for this update before you got started on the challenge, and this couldn't have come at a better time because the challenge is only a few days old. So you still have plenty of time to go build your Main Street. You can make a fantasy Main Street piece now and that sort of thing. All right, continuing on. Standard D-theme coasters. There's standard versions. 2 more coaster rides will be included. The Big M's water coaster and the Movement Construction Mine Train. The flat ride Coriolis is returning. And we have career mode maps. So that'll be the last thing we have to jump into game and check. All the Act 4 maps have been added, and we've been checking out these in every single update. I think Act 4 is the last one, right? So that should give us all of them. Oh, we didn't really go over the moving platforms, but basically they added some more rotational, horizontal, vertical, very fast, ultra fast, very slow movers. So for the animating pieces, we have a little bit more options now, which is great to see. We have new profile franchise stickers. 20 new profile stickers have been added to further customize your profile. I never use stickers before, so I don't really know what this is, and I don't really play franchise mode. But hey, cool, we got stickers. Updates. This is it. This is what I was really excited about. This is what makes this literally the best update you can ever come across. Increased blueprint piece count limit. The limit for the total number of pieces in a blueprint was increased from 4,000 to 8,000, which means we don't have to do that whole 2-piece blueprint crap and combining things together anymore. 8,000 is more than enough to pretty much build anything you want without feeling restricted. That is phenomenal. The multi-select tool limit has been increased from 5,000 to 10,000. So now you can select up to 10,000 pieces. Also very helpful. Yeah, this couldn't have come at a better time with the season stuff. Packing up parts of season 1, bringing it over to season 2. We can do it in chunks of 8,000 now if we need to bring stuff over and reuse it. That's just amazing. If we do a coaster contest, we can give people 8,000 pieces to theme their coaster, and they're not going to feel like blueprint coasters anymore. They can be just mega with so much theming with 8,000 pieces. That's just crazy. And I guess we're going to push the limits now, and people are going to do 2 blueprints that are 8K, combine them together for 16,000. That might happen. Just an FYI, for those who don't remember, Planet Coaster 1 launched, and the limit was 2,000. Then later on, we got an update to go to 4,000. And we were like, oh my God, this is incredible. And here we are 8 years later, getting an update to 8,000. So it's big. It's huge. It's the biggest thing in this update, in my opinion. Tutorial enhancements, refinements have been made to key coasters and swim things. Okay. Placeable speakers, volume sliders. Players will now be able to control the volume of individual speakers within their park. This is controlled with a new slider added to the info panel. That's awesome. Music playlists. 15 pre-made playlists have been added to music selection and speakers. These playlists span across existing genres and themes, including fairy tale and pirate. Well, that's cool. So you can just be like, I want a pirate playlist to play on in my pirate area. That way it's not the same song on loop over and over and over again, and then you're getting a little bit of variety. I wonder if you can make your own custom playlists. That would be cool. And can you use custom playlists with custom media? So I make 5 unique songs with my keyboard and I bring them into the game, and then I cycle between my 5 keyboard custom songs. That would be cool. Additional audio setting sliders. The following volume sliders have been added to the audio settings, allows players to control the game mix between ambience, track rides, flat rides, and water parks. That's really good because I've always had inconsistencies with certain things being loud, certain things being quiet. So now I'm gonna have to actually like dial things around and change things. So we'll have to see in my next park spotlight if, you know, I have to make some adjustments or whatever. And then we have a whole bunch of bug fixes to audio, career mode, coasters, rides, guests. Resolved an issue where they become stuck after entering a state. I don't say anything about the shops because we were having issues with the guests not going to the new restaurants in some recent park spotlights. Staff, UI, and workshop resolved an issue preventing park blueprints from appearing in the My Creation tab. Okay, all right, so let's go end off the video with checking out the career mode Act 4 in-game maps. Let's do it. I forgot to show you guys the benches, bins, and seating things for fantasy. There they are. Boom. All right, so these are the Act 4 maps from my understanding. Fable Fjord was what we looked at last. And then Lazy River Styx, Labyrinth Secrets, Thrills and Spills, and Coaster Chasm are the new ones. So let's start off with Lazy River Styx. Okay, what are we dealing with here? That's the park entrance and some buildable area with some little ponds, water, caves. Let's check out the border. The border's a weird shape here because it comes from here up and around and it's cut out in this weird circular shape. Yeah, so these areas are quite small, and I previously just mentioned about, you know, like I wasn't ever a big fan of these because I think they could have given us wider borders like the sandboxes, because they have fun backgrounds and they're very unique, some of these landscapes. But what we could do, if we do a Park Contest 3 for Planet Coaster 2, we could tell people that they have to pick one of these scenario maps just to limit them to a smaller map to prevent anyone from actually making mega parks or trying to make mega parks. And this is a good size park for a contest, I'd say. So I think these scenarios are good for contests, but if you're really ambitious about making a theme park, maybe not the best map, right? It's a good starter map though. If you're brand new to the game, I would say pick something like this because it will fill up and you won't get burnt out. All right, moving on. Next up, Labyrinth Secrets. Ooh, it's like a little bit of a quarry or something. Interesting. Let's get some better lighting in here. Fixed sun. Oh, that's bright. Where's our borders? Where are the borders? Oh, wow. They're all the way out here. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. Okay. It cuts around this mountain though, but you could build all the way out here and even in here. Oh my goodness. This is actually quite a huge map. This is basically all the buildable area. Wow, that's decent. And it has a very interesting landscape too and background. I'm not mad at this one. Yeah, and I think it's fun and challenging to build on these little plateaus and all these upper areas, and you can do some really interesting stuff with this. And I think it'd be fun to have a coaster go through these little canyons and different things. While it's kind of designed to be like an ancient ruin, I also think it'd be really fun to do something dwarvenish here. Use the Viking pieces and mix them up and try to come up with like a dwarven theme. And yeah, you can explore all these also Western would be kind of fun because you could have a dry Western area with all these fun bridges. I think there's a lot of interesting things you could do with this one. Yeah, I'm a fan. I like this one. Thrills and Spills is next. Whoa, what's going on here? Okay. Oh no, they did it again. They put the borders right on the edge. No building on water allowed. I would have definitely had the border go from here all the way down. I want to build on here. I want to pier on the beach. You can't even build past here. Aw. So the buildable space is this, essentially. It's all right. I think aesthetically it's nice, right? You get the water there. You can see the ocean. It would be great for like building a water park or something. I'm not mad at this one. I mean, I'm upset that I can't build on the water physically, but aesthetically, it's nice to look at, right? And good mini park size as well, contest size. So I definitely do, I am leaning towards this like, hey, if we do a contest 3, we should have one of the rules to pick one of these, you know, what is it, 20 scenario maps? Not bad. All right. And last but not least, Coaster Chasm. Ooh. Ooh. Please tell me we can build on this side. Let's find out the borders. I don't see the borders. We can build up top. I did not expect that at all. Okay. You can even build up here. Okay. Oh, okay. I like it. I'm a fan of this one. Long time ago, we did a Western park. Wow, you can even build all the way back here. There's for one of the mini park contests, somebody made good, something Gulch Gully. It was a Western park, and they had like a bridge going from canyon to canyon, and they built all the custom supports and had a coaster going through the chasm. This is it. This is how you do it. This is the map for Western. 1000%. Ooh. There's so much potential here for an amazing Western park. You could build all the way out here. And it's not like the Red Rock Western, but it is arid. It is dry. And I think it would make for a great Western park. Having trains and stuff going across this canyon. Coasters going through, a water coaster at the bottom. This is probably my favorite map we've seen so far. It's also cool for mythology. I think you can do some fun myths and legends on this map. A Poseidon coaster in the water. Yeah, I like this one a lot. Big fan. All right, really good stuff. All right, I think I pretty much covered it all, you guys. That's the last thing we're looking at here today in Update 6. The biggest thing I like is obviously the 8K blueprint. That's going to make contests better. That's going to make blueprint challenges better. It's going to make everything better. And there's going to be more detailed coaster spotlights. So Coaster Spotlight just got twice as detailed. So the blueprint coaster spotlights we featured, they're going to level up. So therefore, all the content on this channel is leveling up. So expect good things going forward, better content, better videos, better creations. And then with the on-ride cameras and the new souvenir shops, those are going to make parks more immersive. Now we have pirate, we have fantasy. We're going to start seeing those themes come up in coaster and park spotlights. and challenges. So there's just so much good stuff in this update. By far the biggest, bestest update in Planet Coaster to date, especially because of that 8K. That's a big game changer and for a lot of creators. So awesome. What did you guys think? Fire away down below. And that is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. Bye now.